Hello, everybody, and welcome to Casual Esports Amateur League's semifinals of the Noxian division. I'm Anson571 with my co-host Kempton. We
What's
are
going on, everybody?
we are bringing this live and in action with Goonsquad being challenged by the Dandelion Knights. Now, last week the Dandelion Knights were able to get a good win, I believe, against Clown Collect, and now they're looking to see if they can make an upset happen for them to take out the number one seed in Goon Squad.
Well, depending on how the draft goes, we're going to have to see what we get out of this, see who manages to go all the way to the finals here. Do we know their opponent going into the finals?
I believe so. If you want to go ahead and move down real quick, let me go ahead and check. Yes, so Guardian Gaming is waiting for them in the finals. Yeah, so they will be waiting for the second seed team. So,
Let's see if it's a first and second showdown.
yep. We had a few upsets so far throughout Sealed this season. It's not first, second seed going into finals for most of the divisions, but let's see if it happens today. We're going to be going ahead and getting into this. On the red side, I know some of these players, C10, Ziggy, and Goonball. They've been a part of the community for a long time, and I've known them years back. On the red side, we have several returning faces with Mystic Wav in the top lane, Infinite Blades, and Fizz mid please. So we will be seeing to see who is going to be taking this. What will it be, a 2-0 in one way or a 2-1? I want to see a absolutely bloody game in this one. There was a lot of trash talk coming into this match. I want to see it. I know that the fans want to see it. Let's get into the game.
And we always got to hope for a full set of 3 games, because who wants to see a complete wipe, right?
Yeah. Some people do so that they can go and get food early, but I already ate, so I don't have to worry about that.
Just filled my belly too. We're here all day, folks.
Yep. Also, for those of you in the Noxian division who are watching this match, there is a survey that I sent out to everybody, and I still haven't gotten half the responses. So go and do that. But as we're
Shame
into
on
the
all of you.
as we are into the draft, we do already have some of the picks and bans already coming out, and let us see. We've got Wukong, Olaf, and Vi being banned for Goon Squads, and Hecarim, Skarner, and Urgot for the red side.
Skarner's definitely a good call. The ability to just pick somebody out of a fight and pull them back, along with the charges from Hecarim. But we're going to see a Sivir Cho'Gath. Is that a Cho'Gath top or a jungle?
So I think that's a Cho'Gath top. I don't know if Infinite Blades plays it in jungle, but I do know that Mystic Wav does play top lane.
We got the Tristana Leona bot lane, although the Tristana could flex mid depending on if Sparta plays that.
And nope, we are cutting that out right now. It's Tristana in the bottom lane. We are getting a kill lane with the Tristana Leona because the whole Halo Blades, we go in at level 2, we kill you. So they're probably going to be looking to pick up a more melee support, I would say, for TDK. So that way they can get.
They're going to let it go and get a Yi for the jungle.
Yeah. So I don't know how I feel about that. Leona is a pretty good way to stop Master Yi. Even if she doesn't land her ultimate, the E will root him so he can't use his Q, and her Q will be able to stun him every like 5 seconds for 1.5 seconds, something like that. So pretty long crowd control, and Alistar, that's a kind of champion that I was expecting it to be. Don't really know of Oh wait, so for those of you who don't know, Fizz Mid Please, he originally was needs more cowbell. So we are going to see him picking up the Alistar with that. Rammus as a counter pick to Master Yi, pretty solid choice. Jax is another alternative, but I guess they're going with a tank since they need that front line, and they pick up the Sejuani instead.
Oh, last minute change. There's a lot of CC with that. That could help with the ganks, especially if you get the Leona and the Sedge in the right spot. Somebody's not moving for a long time.
Probably the only person that can get out of that so far, I think, would actually be the Alistar, just because of his ultimate and Q to be able to push people away and stuff like that.
Yeah, I almost might want to consider to use the Alistar kind of as a counter engage, because you got to think that Goonsquad is going to be very, very aggressive. With the Kled as well, that's just going to be trying to shove that right down your throat.
Okay, and we've got a Kled to match the Cho'Gath top lane. Kled should be able to win that pretty handily, in my opinion. And then Morgana in the mid lane to match the Syndra. So that's going to be a spicy one.
Okay, I can dig that. I can definitely dig that. You get a Yi trying to charge down on you, or a Kled trying to charge down on you. You throw out a Morgana Q, you put them right into place, and you can get yourself away. Just don't miss your skill shot, folks.
Yeah. Well, so with with Kled's ultimate, he doesn't care about crowd control so long as he doesn't hit the end of his ultimate or a target. So if he if he is somehow able to like get the binding to hit him, he really doesn't care. So I think that the Morgana pick is more so to make sure that Master Yi can't get stunned up by the Sejuani Leona combo that they've got going.
Try to keep him down or use the Alistar to push him back. Cho'Gath has his knock up and his his fear.
So I gotta give scaling to TDK. Cho'Gath, Master Yi, very good scaling with a Morgana. Actually able to get gold generation. Pretty good for scaling, but I do like Goonsquad's team fight a lot more. The fact that they can have Kled to help deliver everybody into the fight and just immediately just kill one person, really, like, it doesn't really matter, in my opinion, who it actually is. Maybe you just don't do it all onto the Alistar, but other than that, like, I'd be fine for you blowing a lot of stuff for the Cho'Gath.
Yeah, almost everybody over there is a viable target.
Yeah, like, probably not the Alistar, just because it's like, hey, it's a support, you know. I mean, Mooman will probably get ran down every now and again, but just don't throw too many ults at him, I think. And Goonsquad should be able to win team fights.
Yeah, the burst coming from the Tristana and the Syndra could easily melt somebody as long as they can land some of their slows and their shots.
Yeah, I want to see Syndra actually go Everfrost. While Liandry's would probably be good into the Cho'Gath and maybe even to the Morgana to whittle down her shield better. The fact that with Yi jumping in on you, you can use your Everfrost and just as soon as he comes in, you have that second option to keep him off of you. So it'll be up to both sides actually to play correctly around the Black Shield. So I like that adaptation from TDK. Pretty interesting for them to pick up Morgana for mid lane. But will it be enough is a good question.
Well, sometimes that Black Shield can make and break a game, especially with the amount of CC and crowd control on the side of Goonsquad. That might be real coming real clutch for them.
So I'm actually looking at this now that I'm thinking about it. Why don't you just pick the Morgana? Because it works as a pretty well lane with the Severe, and then you can save the Alistar as the surprise round 5 pick. Because
show the Morgana, but then flex it mid to make it think that it's bottom lane.
Yeah,
would have been the smarter move in the draft wise, trying to play to that concept. If you can get somebody in that point, you can really win a draft.
Because at this point, with the Morgana round 5 as the mid lane, it's more of a reactionary pick rather than a purposeful pick. Um, the Alistar is used as a counter for Leona, but so can the Morgana. So you pick the Morgana with the Severe. She can shield herself, and you can shield yourself. So then they're like, okay, well, we can't play through that lane. So they change up what happens for Goonsquad's last two picks. Um, and so then you surprise them with the Alistar. And then you have um, not just a winning draft, because I wouldn't know what Goonsquad would go, but TDK would have gotten the jump on them with that.
Well, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Hopefully they recognize that themselves and think to try to consider that for the next match. Always knowing what you want to do and if it works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't imagine why they wouldn't have wanted to pick that Morgana before the Alistar to try to throw the other team off.
Yeah, because even there, I clicked the wrong button. So for uh, the with the jungler pick, they were even hovering the Rammus, and if you would have taken the Morgana early, they wouldn't even have thought about the Rammus because it's like, well, she just shields him and he walks away. Um,
Right.
Whereas the Alistar, it's like, okay, even if I get pushed away from him, I still taunted the Yi, so he can't get away.
Right.
So like
You
it's
still
just
get something out of it.
it's just little things here and there for how to win a draft because the other picks were fine. Because you showed like you have your tank in the top lane, your rock, and then you give Infinite Blades. He actually is a Master Yi main. He had some name with Yi. It's like Yi is here or something like that a year or two ago. So he got his main, and just these little changes can make a draft that much better.
Yeah, overall the comp for Dandelion Knights isn't bad. It's great. It's just how it was placed in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it really changed too much because they obviously still decided to go against the Rammus for the Sejuani, the
Yeah.
Kled as well.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, there still could have been that second guess, that thought. We could have seen a different bunch of picks from Goonsquad in the second half had the Alistar Morgana swapped around.
Yep.
Regardless, they're still going to go well into the comp. It's really going to come down to Goonsquad hitting the right moments at the right time. If they can catch somebody out, that
Mm-hmm.
person's going to die fast.
Yeah, so looking at the comps, TDK's comp really works at like the 40 plus minute mark, I feel, with Goonsquad working up till around 35 minutes. So, um, because Cho'Gath needs to scale, Master Yi definitely needs to scale. Sivir is your only really early game champion in your comp because she goes for lethality now instead of just a standard AD carry. So she's really your only early game champion on this comp. Uh, he needs a lot of early kills to really be an early game champion. He's more of a mid game champion, one item completion,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's gone. Um, Goon Squad, they effectively have three winning lanes with, yeah, like, I understand that the Severe and Alistar is kind of like a break even, but with Tristana going Hail of Blades, she'll be able to do just fine. But we'll continue our points as we get into the game. Who do you think, Chad, is going to win? TDK on the red side or Goon Squad on the blue side? I apologize, folks. Need to fix some logos.
Let me know when you're at the 10-second mark.
Yep. I haven't gotten into the game yet.
Oh, well,
Yeah, it's still loading for me.
Yeah, we'll be there before
Oh,
you know it.
oh, nope, still loading. Okay. All right. 10 seconds. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're off to the races. Now, to your earlier point with the fact that Dandelion Knights has a comp, but it's a very late game comp, you have to wonder, do you think we're going to see a lot of aggression from the Goonsquad's jungler to go down and pressure bot to try to keep that Sivir in check so they have no chance of an early game to try to get a snowball?
Oh, hold
Or do you
up.
think
We
it's just
have
still going to
a,
spread
a
out?
level 1 invade happening here for both sides.
Oh, they're all playing each other right around the bottom side blue here. Or the top side blue, excuse me.
Yes, sorry for the fans at home. There were some issues with the logos. There was a
We got
stream
to fix,
earlier.
though.
We got it fixed. We got it fixed.
All right, let's see if they're going to do anything about that. The Sivir's going to
Yeah.
go ahead and check that bush. Oh, and they're seeing all that vision around there. They have to know that
Oh, the
this is a
Morgana
bad
binding
idea.
missed. But the
Barely
knockup did
misses
get the
there.
double onto the mid and jungle.
A little damage going out there. I think that Dandelion Knights came out positive on that.
Technically yes, technically no. Mid and AD carry both picked up a ward, so they have 1 CS leading into the game.
Oh, that will help a little bit there.
Yeah.
Oh, and it looks like the Kled is going to go ahead and get into the top tri-bush here, throw a lot of damage out to that Cho'Gath early on, leaving him at about 60% health. Well, very early here in the bottom lane, the Alistar is going to go in on the Leo, but she's going to go ahead and stun the Alistar in place. Most of the damage going out onto the supports here, but they seem to keep their distance. We're going to have to see who gets to level 2. Morgana and Syndra just going at it with each other in the mid. Yeah, we're going to have to see who gets to level 2 here bot, because this is going to decide what happens.
Both of them do get it at about the same time, so nothing too bad
Pretty
happens.
even. Yep, they respected each other's
Ooh.
distances there.
Severe actually
amount.
went shield second.
Oh, really? Oh, here we go. The Alistar is going to dive in on the Tristana. Not a lot going to happen, but the Sivir's still going to manage to get a little bit of damage off of that.
Bit of a scuffle so far, but everybody's, staying neutral for the most part.
Yeah, they're playing safe, showing each other a little bit of respect on not trying to get too far into it. The Kled's going to grab a hook there. Not going to do much with the follow-up. Top lane's pushing in pretty good here for Goonsquad. Mid lane is pushing in for Dandelion Knights. And mid seems to be relatively even. Oh, here we go. The Leona tries to go in, but doesn't come up with much.
So people in the chat are wondering how the Yi is clearing so fast. Well, Yi already smoked a second time. Plus, because of how Yi's Q works, he's able to get that on a better cooldown than Sejuani's whip.
Well, if he keeps going at that momentum, he may be able to get a decent level lead by the time he gets to 6 and try to get a gank into
But
lane.
he's using up a lot of his time top lane. He's at the tri-bush looking for a gank on a ward. I didn't even see it because his icon was hovering.
Yeah, he had no idea that that was there. Yeah, they know exactly where he's at. He's just wasting his time now. He might lose that lead.
Yeah, he lost that lead entirely with that. Is
Ugh.
going back, so he's probably just going to go ahead and get some boots.
Kled and Cho'Gath still going at it at the top. Bot lane is pushing in a bit in favor of Goonsquad. Not a whole lot of damage lost on either side, but that Sivir is low on mana. But if she times her shield properly, she'll be able to gain some of that back.
Wait, I just noticed that too. So, Thank you, chat, for pointing out. I like reading chat every now and again to see what they see, what I don't. Sedge actually double crabbed the Yi.
Ooh. Man, that's going to put that Yi a little bit behind, but now the Kled's going in on top against that Cho'Gath, taking him to about half. It looks like the Cho's going to go ahead and back for that. That's going to be, that's a big lead for that Sejuani. She's almost 10 CS ahead there, and they have that extra vision. But now it looks like the bottom's going in towards that Yi. I wonder if they're going to try to get pinched here, but instead they're not. Just about had it.
Yeah, they didn't want to risk the bad timing of his jump, so just jumped early.
We do have our first Drake up that is going to be a Cloud. We're going to have to see what the second one is, and we can kind of determine where our soul's going to lead us to. We have Rift Herald coming up in about 220. Sejuani is hovering around bottom Tribush here, but it looks like she's going to opt to back out, and he's just going to continue to clear his camps. Kind of closing his CS gap, but yeah, with his delay up top and those two Scuttle Crabs, it looks like Sejuani's slowly winning this jungle in the early game.
Set.
Oh, and here we go. Leo's diving in here onto the Alistar. They're trying to throw a bunch of damage out to him. Barely getting damaged for that, and no damage going to the ADC.
Yeah, just the last couple of autos.
Low as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Kled's also about to remount. He's at like 10 points left or something, close to that. So
yeah,
he should remount.
Seem too concerned.
Yep. And he does ward the Tribush to make sure he keeps his due diligence. Sejuani in the meanwhile.
And Sejuani's starting the Dragon.
Yep.
And now it looks like bot lane's going to come up and support. Either Dandelions don't know about it, or they're just letting this one go.
I mean, that's fine. Cloud Drake doesn't really help many of their ultimates. Maybe the Leona.
Oh, here we go. The Triss is going to go ahead and jump in there. Leona's going to grab the Sivir under tower, take a shot, but not a whole lot's going to come of that dive. More or less just trying to push back. They are going to lose some CS under tower for that, but not enough to really make much of a difference here.
Yeah, we do see a lot of invading from TDK onto the blue buff area for Goonsquad. So they'll be doing a trade of blues, but Yi will also be grabbing the wolves.
Well, hopefully that helps get him closer. He is just 1 CS. Now he's leading slightly, so he's managed to close that gap there. Hopefully he can keep it relatively close with the Sejuani. You got to hope that he's going to try to set up, seeing as how they lost that Drake, try to focus around the Rift Herald here early game, which is going to come up here in 15 seconds.
Yeah, so Yi is just hanging around on his buddy's blue buff area. Hasn't even spawned yet.
And here we go. The Kled is just going real hard onto this Cho'Gath here. But no, now the Yi's going to come in and back the Cho'Gath up. Kled's going to get dismounted. He might not be able to make it away from it. Flashes under tower. Yi's going to take a tower shot trying to chase him, but they're going to go ahead and back off, leaving everyone pretty much at about half health. Almost had that. That would have been great for the Yi early game.
Mm-hmm. Do you have the engage?
Alistar's going in. We got the engage on the bottom lane here. The Tristana and the Sivir are trying to go after each other, but they don't see the Sejuani, who's going to nail the Sivir there with some CC. First blood going over to the Tristana. I think they're going to get a double kill with the Alistar, unless he can try to get away, knock up to get under the tower. Sejuani's going to try to take a couple shots, but they're not going to follow it up. Very well done. Very good placement there by the Sejuani, and an amazing shot to grab that Sivir and hold her in place.
For those of you asking about if anybody in CL freezes lanes, not this season. Not really this season.
Everyone's either really aggressive or really passive about it.
Yep. Everybody either they don't even take the minions, or they take them all instantly with one AoE ability. Oh, yeah, but we do have the gank happening. Oh.
And the Yi's over here by the blue. The Sejuani is with him, but now the Kled's going to come down. The Yi's going to try to bounce around them, going to try to get Swedge. Nothing's going to happen with that. Morgana is a little late to try to back that up. Now she might be out a little bit too far. Gets caught by the Kled, but she decides to black shield it. Leona's gonna miss that because she has the black shield up, but she is still very low. Leona's gonna flash and Q her to hold her in place a little bit. Cled's gonna try to maintain, but nothing's gonna come of that. Nearly a mistake there by the mid laner for Dandelion Knights, but they managed to get out of it, losing their jungler in the process. But at the end of the day, they don't give too much over. But that Yi almost had that. He would have had that fight, but that Kled was just in the right place.
Yeah, he was able to help the Sedge stack up her passive, so that way, as soon as he came out of the queue, he was dead.
Yep, done for. Now it looks like the Cho'Gath and the Kled are going to go at it here. They are working on the Rift Herald with that Sejuani and the Syndra. You got to think that they're going to start making their way up here. It's whether or not the Cho'Gath knows that they're there. And it looks like he's going to go ahead and back out.
All the meanwhile, Sejuani and Syndra were able to take the Rift Herald. They haven't spotted that pink ward yet for either of them. Maybe the Sedge will see it as she passes through here.
TP coming in for the Syndra to try to get back to lane a little bit faster. Yi is invading onto the Raptors here. I think the Syndra saw that, but I don't think there's much that they can do with the Sejuani on the other side of the lane.
Sedge needs to be careful, or Syndra needs to be careful here.
Oh, here we go. Yi's going to try to go in here. A Q from the Morgana. Great shot. Going to go ahead and black shield the Yi. She's going to try to flash away, but the Yi's going to follow up and just nail the mid laner here for Goonsquad to slowly close this gap. Now we have the Kled dismounted. He does not have his flash. Whether or not the Cho'Gath can chase it down doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Oh, but the ult's up soon.
On him.
Oh, the ult is up.
He does have it. He's up. Not going to do anything with it. He will not chase. He decides to let it go. That is very unfortunate. Takes a tower shot, trying to get some vision on him, but the Kled's just going to go ahead and run way back and just decide to be safe about this. Now we might have a fight here down bottom. Both junglers are with their bot lane, and it looks like Dandelion Knights are going to start up this Infernal Drake, and they're going to pull it out of the pit. They're pinging from Goonsquad, letting everyone know that this is going to happen, but they might just let this one go. And Morgana's going to come down and support, followed by the Syndra. Now the Alistar is going to dive in, but we have a fight up top lane here. Cho'Gath and the Kled. Cho'Gath's going to have to flash over to get away from the Kled, but now bottom lane, they're going to go ahead and put up this Rift Herald and take down the first tower.
Kled is still on the chase top lane.
Nope, Kled decides to let it go, though. Nearly had him. If he did not have that flash, he would have been caught behind that wall there. They do manage to get the Infernal Drake on the side of Dandelion Knights, but they lose the tower for it. Gonna have to see if they can make up for it in some place. The gold lead's relatively even overall, slight lead in favor of Goonsquad, but so far it's been a pretty decent matchup. I have everybody starting to congregate around mid here. I'm wondering if they're going to try to push this in a little bit or if they're just trying to show.
Yeah, so that deep pink ward is getting a lot of, well, some value. The fact that, got the knockup.
Here we go. The Syndra's going to come down onto the Sivir, throw a whole bunch of damage out here. She's going to try to go into this backside to be safe, but she's absolutely surrounded. Nothing about that. Nope. You pushed out a little bit too far there, baby girl, and you paid for it.
Put respect on the name.
Oh, now the Kled's going to come in here on the Cho'Gath.
He missed his Q, so he won't be able to actually really trade well onto him.
Not a whole lot he can do there. Mid lane, they're trying to push in mid here, trying to get some pressure onto the Goonsquad, but the Tristan and Leona are just going to clean it up, no problem.
So for those of you in chat, I noticed that the stream has been jittery. I will try and do something to fix it in the intermission. I don't think that I can fix it during the game.
Just bear with us. You stick around for the color commentating, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Because definitely not the play-by-play. Because This has been the least kill game I think that I've had the pleasure to cast this season so far.
Yeah, but they've had a lot of moments where they've kind of gone at each other, knocked each other down a little bit, and then they've backed away. They're
Yeah, like this Kled
testing
right
each
here.
other's limits. Yep, Kled's going a little bit too far. He gets dismounted. He's going to get knocked up, but the Cho'Gath won't follow. He does not have a wave to support him. See, it's just coming close. They're just really testing where each other are going to be. No one's overstepping or staying too far out outside of the Sivir bot lane that one time. Pretty even and respectful fight between the two of them, but we got to wait for the next team fight. Looks like the Cho'Gath is going to try to go in onto this
Cho'Gath
Kled.
has it, I think.
Pushes him back. Oh, he's going to flash just to get out of the knockup. Very well planned there by that Kled. But now with him being so low, he does not have a flash, but it looks like both of them are going to back out top lane.
Yeah, he's going to be going for Gore Drinker, which is fine. Cho'Gath hasn't gotten his Bramble Vest yet, so he won't really be able to stop him. Meanwhile, these two mid laners, they going at it.
And it looks like they decided to switch with their bot laners, making that a consistent thing. Leona's leaving Trist up there by herself, but she can play safely. Ooh, the ult coming in from the Sivir, but nothing really going to come of that.
For those asking in the chat, Sivir has a grand total of 2 Dark Harvest stacks.
Woo!
Because she is 0 and 2. XD.
Oh, now it looks like they're trying to set up for a mid here. Can't really get the gank onto the Sivir. She is all alone. She does not see that Sejuani. Hopefully she doesn't stay a little too long, but she does have the Cho'Gath and the Alistar here to back her up. Now the Morgana bot lane trying to hold the Syndra in place. Gonna manage to get the kill out with barely a sliver of health left. And in response, it looks like Goonsquad is going to opt to go for the Rift Herald and try to double down on that.
They will be picking up the second Rift Herald for themselves, probably going to use it in the mid lane as the Ocean Drake #1 spawns for TDK.
That is going to be our soul when the game comes closer to an end. And it looks like they're just going to make the trade here, but we might get a fight. The Leo's going to try to grab somebody.
Thinking about it, but I don't think she should go for it.
No, she shouldn't, and she's way too far out now. The rest of the team bailed on her. They're going to go ahead and let that all go, but they're going to pop the Herald down mid. It's under the tower to take a couple of early tower shots. Definitely the way to do it. And they might.
I don't think that's the way to do it, but okay.
Can you taste the sarcasm in the air?
I don't know. Oh, Sivir popped ulti.
No, they might try to go in for a dive on this one, but they're going to opt not to. They do have all of their members here at mid. The Syndra might try to come up to support this. They are outnumbered for the time being, but not a whole lot it looks like they're going to do about it. Alistar might get caught out here. Oh, he's going to get hit by the Syndra. He's going to push the Sejuani back. But nothing's really going to happen. They're all going to sit around mid. And I think we're going to have a fight here pretty soon because they're trying to push mid down to make up for those lost towers.
Yeah, currently it's 3-0, so.
Ooh, Morgana just missing that Q, but getting hit real hard by the Tristana. Now they're all going to back away. They're all playing. Both teams are playing very, very safe here. It looks like they want to try to engage.
Despite all the trash talk that was happening in the Noxian general chat earlier today, I'm actually surprised how little blood is actually spilt so far.
As you say, we're 20 minutes into the game and we have 5 kills so far overall.
Yeah, I remember just yesterday, or was it? No, it was Sunday. I was casting a few games, and it was at Fiesta territory where it was 1.5 kills a minute. Not quite Clown Fiesta. That's 2 kills per minute.
Yeah, but were they heavily skewed to one side, or was it
No,
pretty even?
it was even for both sides.
Ooh, those are always really good slugfest fights. Like when you see boxers nowadays kind of like playing safely, but back in the day you watch old boxing matches and they used to just
I
beat
didn't
the
hear no
crap out of
bell.
each other. Yeah,
Yeah, no, with
because it's the same concept with that when you have teams just going back and forth and just blooding each other up.
one of the greatest wrestling, or not wrestling, boxing matches that I had seen was not even by the people. Oh, hold up, we got a fight
Oh, now
happening
the
at the
Cled's
top
in
line.
trouble here, 3 against 1.
He
The
can't get
Cled's going
out.
to be outnumbered. He's going to die for this one. There's no way he can get out of this fight. He did not have his flash. It's just coming up, and even then, you don't want to waste it. But now, in turn, they're going to dive onto this. What in the world? Yep, that Sivir just melted away under tower, and now they're pushing even further down mid, but they might get attacked from the backside here.
Uh-oh.
3-on-3. And it looks like the Alistar might try to charge in here under tower. The Leo's going to go ahead and go and grab the Yi. The Cho'Gath is going to try to flash in, and the Leo is going to die for being way too far ahead. The Yi's going to try to get onto the Sejuani here. He is very, very low.
Ooh.
The backup from his team might be able to get a revenge kill there. They are unfortunately outnumbered 2-3, and now the Cho'Gath is getting chewed up here.
Cho'Gath ulti. Oh, no.
Cho'Gath manages to get a kill. He might get a second one here. Maybe a follow-up by the Morgana. Not quite. She's going to get the kill for it. Now they're going to keep the Kled in place, and he might die again here early. They're going to try to chase him down. Syndra's going to go ahead and push him
Severe's
back.
already back up.
Come flying back up. She does not quite have her ult. Couple seconds more. Oh, it just came up. If she'd have had that 2 seconds ago, they could have chased both of them down. But they're going to get under the safety of mid tower. And it looks like Dandelion Knights are going to come out positive in that fight, and they're going to slowly start taking a lead here.
So after Goonball went into the Cho'Gath, I think he should have just immediately ulted to keep him stunned on that wall. Because you have no healing currently on your side, so you need to play like you actually have no sustainability. I understand you have a Duran's Blade, and that has, what, 3% physical vamp? That doesn't do enough. Omni vamp, sorry.
No.
That does nothing.
But still, you have a decently strong front line, but you definitely want to be a little bit safer about it here. Now it looks like, it looks like we might have a fight around the Drake. All 5 team members are here. It looks like the Scuttle's going to go over to the side of Dandelions. And now they're trying to zone out Goonsquad from this Drake.
So
they're not going to start it.
So I'm looking at this, and I think of just I Will Dominate, and LS were bitching and moaning about this a couple weeks ago, where NA teams just kind of like watch the other team take a dragon or a Baron fight.
Oh, and here we go. Now the Syndra is going to get hit really hard there, getting locked into place. The Leo, it's going to come down onto the Morgana to hold her down, but it doesn't look like it's really going to matter. The Yi is going to go down, and the Leona is going to go down, but now they're going to try to follow it up onto Goonsquad here, and they're going to chase them away from this pit. They're in a full retreat, trying to get engaged there, but that Syndra getting caught, out at the beginning of that fight and getting eaten up by that Cho'Gath was just the end of it right there, and they played very well to that, pulling the Drake out, and they're going to get their 3rd Drake of the game.
Kled, what are you doing?
Kled, you don't even have smite, buddy. What are you trying to steal? I don't know what you're trying to do.
Okay,
here.
Sejuani is on
the
this.
Sesh came up from the backside. I see. He was trying to distract.
They don't see him. They do not see
they
him.
Don't see it. I think they know that she's in there. No, they have absolutely no idea.
Now they do. Now they know.
Now
they do.
They just forced all the aggro to go onto her, and now they're going to turn back, and they're going to.
Oh, but she got the smite.
She does get the dragon. The Alistar and the Sejuani are going to fall. Now we're pretty even here. The Cho'Gath dies as well, and Tristana is trying to get as much damage as she can, taking out the Sivir, flashing away from the Morgana, and getting the kill there as well. A little bit of a belated ace, but they managed to come out on top of that after losing that initial fight.
Oh my god.
Very, very well done by that Sejuani to jump that wall into that control ward.
My heart. That was so close. And then I see the Yi, coming over on the other side. It's like, oh no. and, and the Tristana was on a ward. Like, he easily could have just killed her, but he blast coned the wrong way. But
You think that they should have focused on that dragon a little bit more,
I,
whether they knew that Sedge was there or not, but they just pulled right off of that.
I think they were waiting for Cho'Gath to get his ultimate back up, because it was almost up as that fight was happening. So I think they were just waiting for that to come back up so they could secure the smite. But at that point, it's like, just kill the Sejuani. Like, she has to smite for health anyways, so you might as well just try and kill her, and then guarantee it that you get it with the Cho'Gath after. Because if they don't get that Drake, they don't win that fight. And especially that the Sejuani, not only did she smite the dragon and got it, she also healed from it, as well as gained, I think she gained a level from the smite too. So
Yep. Yep, and it put Dandelions on the back foot there and forced them to rethink their strategy, and then the rest of the team for Goonsquad came in and managed to just wipe the rest of them up, getting both the Drake and a borderline ace there. The Yi was still up, but we'll give it to him, a little belated.
mm-hmm.
Now it looks like they're trying to set up for this Baron clearing.
Oh, we do have.
As they can. We do have a Kled ult coming in onto this Cho'Gath. The Leo ult's just going to miss, but they're going to hold that Cho'Gath right up against the wall there. Barely managing to move. Does get a good chunk out onto the Tristana, but he's just going to die for it. But the Morgana's doing work down bot, but now we have the engage onto the Sivir. They're going to try to do something about that, but luckily the Alistar is going to go ahead and frontline for her and keep her safe.
I think they do.
Now it looks like
I think they do Baron.
They do Baron here. You have to.
Like, at least to pull the Morgana away from bottom lane. Like, I don't think that they 100% commit for this. I think that they force the TP from the Morgana.
Either that or they just take
yeah,
it.
So there's the TP.
That decision. Yep, here we go. TP coming in there. They do manage to see it. The Kled's going to try to keep everybody
Wait, Yi has no flash.
Oh,
he saw it!
She's going to get it! Are you kidding me? She throws her blade out and gets that kill. What an amazing What happened there?
Oh no. Like, so Yi has Ghost. This is what Infinite Blades does. He never takes flash. He had no way in. There was no blast plant for him to get over. How do you let that happen?
You have the smite, you have the vision, and you have the advantage.
Oh,
and the Sivir
no.
just times that so well.
Like, at that point, you can actually just leave it at 1,000 HP and be like, alright, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, what are you going to do about it? Just hover it around.
Like, because Cho'Gath just now came up. Oh my god. That... I can already tell you the comms are like, how do you... What are you doing? Oh my god.
Is he gonna come back? I wouldn't blame him for just
walking away. I'm pretty sure he came back, but oh my god.
Oh man, guys, are we gonna see an upset here with a play like that? What a beautiful timed play. That, I mean, it comes down to skill, but there is a very good portion of luck with that as well.
Lag.
Oh god! Oh, we're blaming it on lag.
Yeah, that's what we're blaming it on.
Hey, all right, I'll believe. I wasn't. I don't know what was going on, but man, you have to. I'd say feels bad, but I think there needs to be another phrase to describe that. That was just gut-wrenching.
That was disgusting. I'm not even going to mince words. How do you actually allow that to happen? The fact that Yi has fucking Ghost and no flash, meaning you win the smite. Just let it sit from 1500 because they're thinking, oh, they're going to burn it from here. Okay, let's throw everything all at once. Okay, we're going to take out about, 700 HP? You are Sejuani with smite. You have percent of health damage on your W with your smite. You'll be able to outsmite anything that they throw at you by just waiting.
That was absolutely insane. I wasn't even expecting a steal. I was sitting there just casually just casting that as like, okay, Goonsquad's going to get this, and everyone's going to back away. Maybe somebody might make a mistake and flash over the wall. Oh, no, look, the Sivir's here.
Oh, that's That actually is just a feels bad, man.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, let's everybody bear with us.
All
Hopefully
right.
we'll be getting back into the game soon, but after that,
All right. It looks like we're getting ready to go back into the game. Ready checks are going through.
perfect.
Um, yeah. So
Where
we we
where does Goon
literally
Squad go at this?
so we just had the gold graph effectively just swing back and forth in about a 2 to 3 minute time span. From here, if you are Goon Squad, you're like, all right, whatever. It happens. Ziggy's trash, but it's okay. We're just going to go and get that ocean soul.
Yep. Now
I,
you got to
I,
focus on the soul here.
I kid, Ziggy. You aren't that bad at jungle.
Much love. Man, all right.
But,
Well, now that we've calmed down from that that absolute chaos, let's see where we're at here. It looks like all of Dandelion Knights are trying to push down mid. You got 3 bottom for Goon Squad trying to push back this wave. It looks like they're going to take mid tower from Goon Squad. It's going to be the first tier, and they might try to march up to the second tier, but it looks like Goon Squad's trying to start consolidating around this area. We got to wait for a dive. The question is, are they going to catch somebody and get him killed, or is Baron going to be too much, and are they going to take advantage over on the side of Dandelion?
nice stun, but
Did I just hear a Morgana ult?
no, you did not.
Oh, okay.
It was the
Morgana ult for no reason.
it was the W.
Okay. Well, now they're pushing this full wave into here. They're definitely going to take this tower down. They're sieging it with the cannon.
Yeah, they need to
hitting
give
it
up this
really
tower.
hard.
So a neat little thing that Tristana could have done there to just keep them from having that front line on the tower. Just auto the Cho'Gath. He has Thornmail, Bramble Vest. As soon as that happens, then he has to walk away because it's like, oh no,
Here we go. Now the Alistar is going to go on to the Sejuani. She's going to get caught out. She's going to jump over the wall, managing to get away, trying to clear out some of that vision, but not quite. Can't just do it. Tristana now going in onto the Morgana. She's going to Black Shield out of that.
I looked at that. I'm sorry. I looked at the Tristana there, and I've known Gooball for years. That was a play that he would have jumped right on into. Into the waiting arms of TDK. It's like, okay, he didn't do it.
No, luckily he was smart and lives to fight another day around this Drake here. This is going to put whoever makes this onto Soul Point, and it's easily going to be Dandelion Knights. It looks like the Alistar is going to go ahead and dive in there, knocking a couple team members up on Goon Squad. But now the rest of the
Kled got
Dandelion
knocked
Knights are
up.
going to go ahead and dive in. The Leo is down. They're going to try to keep onto the Tristana here. It looks like, the Kled. The Kled is going to go down. The Tristana is trying to run away, and so is the Syndra. They're the only ones surviving, and they're not going to make it. I think they're going to get caught. But no! What a great shot by the Syndra to at least get one kill back here onto the E. But regardless, it looks like Dandelion Knights are going to push down mid, and they might be able to get this tower and the inhibitor on top of that.
I think just the tower, not the inhibitor, but still, the fact that they'll be able to break the base here, that's pretty good for them.
Yep, cracking open the base, leaving them exposed like that. You can get a chance for a backdoor onto the inhib if it happens to work out, but now the team members of Goon Squad are starting to come back up, and excuse me, but it looks like Dandelion Knights are slowly starting to take a lead here. You may not see it with the kills, but it's there with the gold. Oh no, and now the Alistar's getting caught out here. Cho'Gath's going to try to come in and back him up. Leo's going to ult him in place. Manages to walk away with the help of his teammates, but got caught out there just a little bit.
If you look over the side, you can see Tristana has no HP. She got hit by the Morgana's Q and W. She stayed there for the full duration.
Oh, now the Kled's going to try to go charging in here onto the Morgana. Morgana Black Shield, keeping her from getting stunned down, but she is completely surrounded by Goon Squad there, and they're going to get a kill onto the mid laner for Dandelions.
Good retribution.
They do have a kill advantage, but the gold lead is slightly in favor of Dandelion Knights, but now that they don't have the Baron, let's see if Goonsquad can try to turn this back around, and maybe the next Baron they won't goof up.
Yeah, so like I was saying, Goonsquad's comp really is good until around 35 minutes, and then around 40 minutes, TDK is online.
We're getting close to
We're
that.
getting very close to
Point.
that point, so I'm very nervous for Goonsquad. But TDK is looking poised to more than likely take game one.
Yep. Take advantage in this series and maybe turn an upset here, not letting the first seed move forward in the Noxian division. But we've seen reverse sweeps before, and this game definitely is not over. But it's not looking very favorable for Goonsquad as the minutes tick by.
Something that I would like to point out, the Leona versus the Alistar's vision control. Look at the absolute difference between the two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that Leona is lighting up the map, and she's clearing out wards, but not a whole lot you can do with the vision. You can't win the fights, right?
The Fnatic Bush, hold up.
They might pick the bush.
Everybody
Nobody move. Everyone stay quiet. Tristana, get into the bush.
Oh, and it landed on them. They got it.
Oh, way to break that up. That was very well done. We do have Baron coming up here right now. The Kled is going to go ahead and ult, charging right in, hitting the Alistar.
Show does have TP.
Shield E. They're gonna looks like they're gonna get the Alistar here, but quite frankly, a worthy sacrifice as opposed to losing the entire team. But now, once again, it looks like they're gonna have to fight for this Baron. Let's see if the Sivir can try to get something from that. The Cho'Gath is pushing in bottom lane, and the Syndra is there to try to answer it. I wonder if they're going to peel off that Baron. They are. Not a whole lot they can do with the Cho'Gath breathing down your bottom lane. But
now they're going for theirs?
Oh, now they're going for it themselves. They've pulled that Syndra away. She has no TP. They are outnumbered around the Baron. Great shot from Morgana Q onto the Sedge.
Oh, but they got Lee.
Going to hit the ult there, and they might be able to get the kill there. But no, the Leo does not have enough. And the Kled is going to try to do the same, but he doesn't have enough either. Great Q over the wall onto the Tristana, and then the Morgana is going to follow it up there with the AoE. 3 kills with a teleport coming from the Cho'Gath. What a great bait bot lane to pull that Syndra down there and waste their time so they can take this Baron.
And that will be second Baron going over to TDK, this time purposefully.
Yep, this one's theirs for sure.
By the Sivir again.
yeah, the Sivir did take the kill. I got a feeling our post-game interview is going to somewhat revolve around that Baron pick.
Yeah, if they win the series, then I think that has to be it.
Yep. And there we go. They do have the Soul to back it up. Baron and Soul. Coming up on that 35-minute mark, I think this is where we're going to start turning. Like you said, they have everything that they need. They have the advantage. Let's see if they can push it right down.
Yeah, so from here, I think that the TDK just win. Ignoring the fact that they do also have Baron, the fact that they have an Ocean Soul for a Yi, a Cho'Gath, a Sivir, like, this is, I think, done. Right here, I would, as Goonsquad, I would be thinking about what would you do going into the next game, and really the biggest thing I would say is, I would say the Morgana, honestly. Like, it doesn't show in the scoreline that well, but
no, but those black shields and those Qs, how well she's been hitting most of those, she's been really, really lethal to allow her team to set up for the kills. Yeah,
and while Yi has performed okay, he's 4-4-4.
Pretty average.
He's okay. Cho'Gath, yes, he's strong, but I feel like that was a product of the Morgana. Because I want to say at least 2 or 3 of those kills were just a nice Q landed from the Morgana.
Yeah, but and now like the Syndra here is going to go gold, but she's going to get caught out in the middle of the entire team, and she's going to melt away. Mid inhibitor is going down on the side of Goonsquad, and it looks like they're going to try to go ahead and push the bottom here as well. I mean, Dandelion Knights, like you said, it looks like they just have this in the bag here. The Syndra won't be up for another 35 seconds, and now they're going to get their second inhib. They outnumber Goonsquad, and I think if they just keep pushing this here, they're going to get this game. But they don't have a wave to back them up is the problem. They might have to bail.
Yeah, and let's see. Baron and Elder are still another 3.5 minutes. So it's going to be a while for them for that. But since the base has been completely broken, it's to their choice when they want to actually try to end this.
Looks like they're going to try to get a pick on this Kled here, but he's not far enough out. It looks like they're trying to use this Baron buff to push him top lane as well, get all 3 inhibs, and have double soups coming in on the base.
Yeah, let's see. The Baron is going to expire shortly. It's about 20% remaining. So this wave is it.
They'll get to the base with this wave. Oh, nope, that's all. That's it. It's already down.
Oh, well, that was fast. Okay.
Not quite.
Did I say 20%? I meant 20 seconds.
Not even.
Not even.
Take the 0 off, and you were pretty close there.
Yeah.
But either way, they have 1 tower left on the entire map to take out on the Goonsquad side, and then 1 inhib to back it up. 2 lanes of soups coming into their base. There's not a whole lot that Goonsquad can do to deal with this. Luckily, there's not a neutral objective to fight over, because if I were Dandelion Knights, I'd be all over that right now. Now it looks like they're going to reset. Goonsquad's going to clear out their base and try to deal with all of these minions coming in here. They might just try to push down mid lane for the rest of it and end this whole thing.
Yeah, so this is the slow death of Goonsquad for this game. So we're going to go ahead and start talking about next game because I'm sorry, but TDK, you kind of botched this game up with that Baron steal that happened. So
yeah, there's really no way you can kind of come back from something like that.
So looking here, you need something that actually either deals with Cho'Gath, because he's the same problem that Scion proposes. Just this monstrous of a frontliner. And you don't really have like an actual frontliner that can survive him. Like Sejuani's okay, but like she's a featherweight compared to him.
Oh, now the Sivir ult's going to come in. They're going to try to catch that Sejuani ult. She's going to flash away to try to save herself. Leo ult coming in as well to stop the Alistar from diving into him. And they're going to try to hold this front line mid. And it looks like the Sejuani is going to go ahead and dive onto the Sivir. She's going to flash out of there to try to survive. We have a full engage coming in from Goonsquad's side. They're doing quite a bit of damage here, but the Morgana is just holding everybody down with the ult. The Leo's going to go ahead and fall, and now they're chasing the rest of the Goonsquad members out. The Yi is going to die, but they managed to get the Sejuani, and looks like they get the Syndra. Now it's 2-on-4. I don't think there's much that Goonsquad can do anymore at this point.
Zoom.
Zoom, that's about it. Tristana's trying to take out that Alistar.
Oh, she's going for it, and
she dives in, can't quite get it there. The Alistar holding her right in place for that Sivir to take her out. First game going over. Dandelion Knights and the underdogs have the advantage in this 3-game series.
Yeah, that was a good job. Especially from the Severe, who wasn't really doing that hot in laning phase. But with that first steal, was able to do more than enough from her team from there. The Morgana and the Cho'Gath became too big for Goonsquad to handle. So congratulations to them for game 1. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. I'm going to try to fix my internet real quick while we get all that set up. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Game 2 of Goonsquad versus the Dandelion Knights. Game 1 was very exciting with having a very back and forth game, which ended up leading to a Baron steal by a Severe. So that was pretty hot to see. TDK did actually take up the game with that and the Ocean Soul. They are now up in this series 1-zip with only 2 more games potentially left to go.
Well, we're gonna have to see if they can take that momentum from that Baron steal and go with that win and move into the second game and try to close this out 2-0. But they're switching sides, so we're gonna have to see if this changes everything for Goonsquad and Dandelion Knights.
Yeah, so I think it does change priorities for both sides. They can't really do the same thing that they did in game 1. Definitely, TDK came up with an interesting twist to their picks by picking up the Morgana, and that definitely put a wrench into Goonsquad's plans. Let's see if they can pull up something else in game 2.
And for how much we were complaining about the rotation of their picks last game, it just goes to show that the comp still worked.
Yeah, the comp still worked. It started looking a little dire towards the middle part there, but as I mentioned before, TDK's comp really comes online around that 40-minute mark, whereas Goonsquad's falls off at 35 minutes. And we got to that point, and as we saw, while Goonsquad was able to get up a kill here or there, TDK's comp was just too strong at that point.
Yeah, the team fight from the side of TDK was just so dominant by the time that the game reached that point. There wasn't much to do, but looks like most of the bans are the same, except Goonsquad is opting to take out that Cho'Gath. Are they going to follow up with the Morgana like you had recommended? Nope, going to be the Olaf.
Interesting.
Well, do they first pick the Morgana?
Smart would to say that they would do that, but I don't think that they will. Just as a guess, yeah, they pick up the Severe. They wanted the Severe first pick last time. I don't think that you run back the comp, because if you do, then Goonsquad is actually expecting it at that point. Especially if your first 3 picks are the same. Well,
right,
they can't.
But
Well, they can't be. I just realized because Cho'Gath got banned.
No, but you can still replace Cho'Gath with a couple of top laners that can do somewhat close to what he can.
Yeah.
But you also got to think as well, is TDK deciding to try to show that same comp, only to switch it around at the end with something different to come up with something else for Goonsquad to try to work around. But time's going to tell on that. We're going to get the Seraphine and the Ahri out for the side of GS, though.
So, in terms of tier picks so far, Severe being like that A cusp of the S tier, Seraphine S tier support, Ahri, I would say a B tier mid lane, A tier. If it's Everett Frost, A tier. If it's otherwise, it's B tier. Morgana being picked up, and you got to imagine that they can flex that as they have shown now. I don't know if his mid please has played Morgana, but we don't even have to worry about that because they just pick up both.
Yeah, they're just gonna pick up the Alistar. They're just going ahead and showing all that stuff. I mean, yeah, you want to get that so they don't ban the Alistar out, but even then, you do have some options to go instead of the Alistar. You can pick up the Naut. You could try to pick up the Leo instead in the second round and maybe get a mid laner here that can definitely go against Ahri before they ban it out, but they decide to pick both of them, and looks like we're going to get a Jinx from Goonsquad's side.
Alright, that's interesting. Alright. Here, as Goonsquad, you have to ban the Yi. At this point, you have to ban the Yi. The fact that you have the enablers of Morgana and Severe to help the Yi get really running, you have to. Vi, okay, that's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
Another top laner that I would probably ban is Sion. There's the Yi
Yep.
ban that
There's
I've been
the
waiting for. And then Shen Renekton banned for TDK. So double Shank having to deep.
both of them. Both of them very good picks for top lane. Great bands.
Yeah, so both top laners are going to have to dig deep for their champion pool. Same with jungler, actually. We have
Hmm.
5 jungle champions banned. Like, what? Alright. Um, yeah, we're not even at A tier for jungglers. We're at B tier for jungler picks. Malphite in the top lane. Pretty good champion against most, I would guess, AD champions that Infinite Blades would take up. Pretty good against Severe. You know, I understand that she can sell Spell Shield, but because of you being Malphite, she can't be a champion.
No. And it looks like TDK is going to hover the Ornn, and they're going to go ahead and lock that in as well. Another good late game comp here. It almost looks like they're going to pick almost the same thing. What are they going to pick instead of the Yi here? An Udyr maybe? Or.
No, I don't think so because they've shown that TDK they work with having their jungler being on a carry.
Yep, there's the Udyr.
Okay, I'm wrong. I'm sorry,
I was
guys.
going to say, Udyr was relatively close to the Yi, give or take. It's the only other champion I can think that's very, very fast and jump into a fight.
Hmm. Yeah, since Hecarim and Skarner, they all got banned. Um, I mean, they could have gone something like, what is it, Shyvana, but AD, but that's fine.
Mm,
We do have the Trundle coming out for the jungle pick. I personally don't agree with this.
mm,
So the way how Trundle works is that he steals stats from your opponent. So really, his only target is this Ornn. Um, Udyr, he's going to have mostly speed stats, and then his like a little bit of armor and MR from the secondary components of the items that he builds. Alistar's sustain is directly to say he takes reduced damage for incoming physical or magic damage he takes. It doesn't give him actual armor and MR. So he's not a valid target. And he's also not going to have much health either since he's a support. So you're really looking at Ornn as your primary, like, I'm going to steal your stats for Trundle. And then I guess Udyr is your secondary choice. Everybody else is not really that interesting for you to take for stats. Um, a nice flex that I would like to actually see from here is to put the Trundle top lane and the Malphite in the jungle.
not a terrible idea. That probably, I can't imagine that's not what they're doing. We'll see here once they're going through their picks. But even then, overall, you know, Goonsquad kind of has a little bit of the same tactics where it's a good amount of CC, a lot of attempts to try to dive in here and do some damage. But the Morgana spell shield, with how clutch the Morgana was last game, I got a feeling that's going to be a pretty big factor here.
Mm-hmm.
Not only the solo lane against the Ahri, but even the team fight against the rest of the opponent.
Yeah, and you partner that up with a Severe who can, shield herself for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
She can shield other people that are more important.
No, but it looks like that Malphite is going to be a top.
But also, as I'm thinking about that, so Udyr, while he can be a carry, he has to be stupidly far ahead in order to be that kind of carry. Um, so it's not really Udyr that you're looking to have be your carry. He's going to be a nuisance in fights for sure. I just don't see him actually doing the damage that they need with this. Like they had the damage with the Cho'Gath ultimate and the Master Yi towards the game's end there, but here like Severe, she's a poke champion. She's not like that hyper scaling AD carry that we know her for from back in the day. So I I question where the priority goes for TDK. Um, Goonsquad, they have Ari and Jinx. Jinx is the primary carry, with Ari doing mostly all of the magic damage. So I think that TDK's comp is a little sus in terms of like, well, what happens if the Severe gets pined? Well, we just lose. That's not a good plan. At least with Goon Squad, they have Ari. Morgana isn't very great at carrying team fights. Ari can be. So this time around, I actually don't like TDK's comp.
I don't know. The Udyr's kind of sus. I can agree with you on that, but the Ornn, an Ornn horn along with a perfectly placed Morgana Q or even shield, it's really going to come down to how well they position themselves and play around team fights. But man, I was really kind of liking your idea of putting that Trundle top in that Malphite jungle, but it looks like Goonsquad is opting not to do that. We're going to have to see. It's going to hinge on the junglers, because the Udyr we're kind of sus about, but even in the Trundle, we're kind of sitting there going, yeah, you have an option, but it's only really one option, and it's top.
And
So
you're almost never going to be
top
around
lane,
it. Yeah, like
yeah,
and Malphite isn't the best for setting up ganks. Like if you were to replace the Malphite with a Renekton, just specifically for ganking, with like say a Renekton for ganking or a Set or some other like beefy boy up top lane, that would be fine. But Trundle doesn't have really like hard CC besides a knockback with his pillar, and one, Ornn can destroy that with his E, and two, he can then just flash over it.
right.
Malphite, his hard CC is his ultimate, and he wants to get a better target than a full tank Ornn.
Right.
And Udyr is going to be moving super fast. I'm not even going to be surprised if he misses an ultimate on the Udyr if that happens.
Well, and the downside to that as well is if the team can coordinate properly and the Morgana can cue the Ornn or the Udyr or even the Alistar up front, and they can hit one of those routes, they've left a gap now, and if they can line up, it's going to make Malphite's ult completely useless.
Yep. And he has to watch for the Morgana and Sivir spell shields to make sure that he doesn't just go and have them go to waste.
Right, giving Sivir the mana or blowing his ult on a Morgana because of a Morgana spell shield that was placed perfectly, that negates the entire thing. Because if Dandelion Knights can line themselves up behind the spell shield, create an opening in the Malphite ult, and dive into the rest of the team. I mean, outside of a Seraphine ult or a well-placed Jinx trap, Trundle, but at that point, the Alistar is probably going to be diving in there with the Udyr, just causing mayhem.
Yeah. And, like, also that's another thing with this Ornn pick. So the point of putting a Trundle top lane into the Ornn is to make sure that he's not allowed to leave. Because
right.
Malphite, yeah, you do the same thing, but you don't have pressure as Malphite. Ornn can actually pressure you out. Trundle, at any point, he can, because Ornn should be building a Bramble Vest if that's the matchup that he goes into, yada, yada, yada. But at any point, the Trundle can just go, okay, well, I'm just not going to attack you for a few seconds, and then ult you back so I can get back to full health. Cool? Cool. Alright. And Ornn already used everything he's gotten, and so now if he were to join the fight, he couldn't do anything. Shout out to Karen Franz, because this is the matchup that I had to deal with back in finals for Shurima last season. Because even with that, like, Ornn is just better against tanks, so you have to beat him with either raw damage or a better scaler. And Trundle is a better scaler in a 1v1 sense to the Ornn. Malphite doesn't do that. If I were to see a different draft of this, I would change the Malphite for a Scion. Because Scion then could just build a Spectre's Cowl, and Ornn couldn't do anything. But I digress. I am done talking for now. Let's get into this game. TDK on the blue side, Goonsquad on the red side. Is this a 2-0, or is Goonsquad going to pull it back to a game 3? Alright, and as we get into the loading screen here, we see Infinite Blades once again has Ghost. He is the only jungler in Seal that I know that purposefully chooses to not take Flash. But I'm going to pause it at 10 seconds. Are you ready, Mr.
I am
Kempton?
ready when you are.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're off. Are we going to see an invade, you think? Or it looks like...
I think we're just going to see a 2-point for TDK, but we do see everybody kind of running down to the bottom half for Goonsquad.
No, that's Dandelion.
No, I saw... Yeah, we do have Seraphine and Trundle up in the top half. We do have Jinx come off into the side here. Just making sure nothing too crazy, you know. Because Seraphine does have a decent level 1 with her double E to go off. So that could have been a thing, but they chose not to. And I hope that they do a lot more fighting in this game because I would like for my PvP to talk more than I have been so far for this game too, XD.
Well, they were going at it pretty well last gameplay. It's just nothing really came of a lot of those early fights.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what happens here.
For those
go ahead.
For those of you yelling about no trinket swap from Udyr, this is who he is, and you will never change him.
Hey, he won his last game, right?
Yep. Also, so another gripe that I have with this top lane matchup. I'm sorry, as a top laner, I gotta have this gripe. So you're a tank into a tank. Why did you not go grasp? Like, I understand the standard is to have Malphite go with Comet, but the reason why you go Comet is because you're able to actually poke out your lane opponent. You're not poking out an Ornn.
No. Well, looks like the level 2's down bot lane pretty much come up at around the exact same time. No dive here. Both of them are going to go pretty even, but they're going to get the Alistar diving in here onto the Seraphine, going to take her out about to a third. They are going to get the exhaust out on the Alistar. I believe that's probably a misclick there.
It was mostly to make sure that he wouldn't keep going, I guess, because he was in between Sivir and the Jinx. So
true.
Not the best, but just extra precaution. Felt the panic there.
Definitely a good spout between the two of them. Both junglers are slowly making their way up. Pretty even here. You got to wonder, are they going to fight over this scuttle? Or is that Udyr going to let that Trundle have it? Because he hasn't picked up his blue yet. Oh, he just did.
Yeah, Trundle's already on it. I think he's got this. Ordinarily, Trundle doesn't have hard CC, so he wouldn't normally be able to break the shield of the Scuttle Crab. But if he pillars it, it'll go off.
Well, and I almost hoped to see the Jinx and the Seraphine go up and try to take this other Scuttle to get a double again. But now we have a ping top lane. It looks like Udyr's going to try to go in. The Ornn's going to go ahead and dive in and knock up the Malphite. They're going to take him below half health. They might dive under tower for this, but not quite. He's barely going to make it out with the flash, and Udyr will not chase him. Ooh, a stun there from the Seraphine. The Jinx is going to go in after it, but now they're following it up. The Jinx getting held right into place, but now the Sivir getting locked down. Alistar's trying to keep that Jinx away from that Sivir there. Going to get another lockdown from the Seraphine onto the Alistar, and they're barely going to make it out of there. But the Trundle now is coming in. I don't think they see this coming. They are staying a little bit longer than they probably need to. The Trundle should probably move now if he wants to make this happen. And he is. He's going to try to dive in there onto the Sivir, gets the pillar up on her and slows her down. But the Alistar, luckily, is there to push back the Trundle, preventing any sort of dive coming in, saving his ADC. But there is a lot of pressure bot lane right now. But they're going to go ahead and back away from that. And once again, we get 2 of the Scuttle Crabs coming out for the same team, but they're on the different side. Both the top laners just kind of keeping their distance a little bit here. Malphite on his heels underneath his tower.
Oh.
Looks like, oh, the Morgana's going to be in massive trouble here. Trundle and the Seraphine coming in to back up the Ahri. Ahri just making it out. First blood going on to the Trundle. Fortunately, she was just out of place, wrong time. But last time they got the first blood and they didn't win the game. So don't be too psyched yet, people.
So also in that, Ahri used her cleanse. I think she panicked because it didn't cleanse anything. She was already rooted. She was rooted for the full duration from the Morgana binding, and she missed her charm onto the Morgana. So like, it's kind of a wasted summoner spell. Maybe she thought she had ignite or something or barrier.
They came out
but
with the kill. That's the important thing.
Yeah, that's the important thing.
And luckily, cleanse is a short cooldown. It's already a quarter of the way finished.
Yep.
Now, junglers on the opposite side. We do have our first Drake up, which is Osha, but now top lane.
Oh, no.
Ornhorn coming out here onto the Malphite. He is very low, going to try to capitalize this.
Oh!
Underneath tower, but the Malphite's going to turn it around and get the kill there with the knock-up and the help from the tower. Just a little too far in, but instead, they're going to take the kill, but it looks like Dandelion Knights are going to take the dragon for it, but man, you hate to see something like that happen. Great play by the Malphite under tower there.
The Ornn missed his Q. It would have killed him. Oh, that's a feels bad, man. Can I get an oof in the chat or not like this? That's the OG oof.
There's too many feels bad moments in this series right now. It makes for a spicy game though. I'll tell you that.
Makes for good content.
Yes, that is a fact. Bot lane getting pushed in here nice and hard by Goonsquad, keeping them on their heels. CS is pretty even across most of the board. Surprisingly, the Trundle is up on the Udyr by just a little bit, even with that gank. But Malphite is obviously low, but what does he care? By the time it gets to the point where he's needed, he's just going to R. All Malphite's good for.
Yep.
Now bot lane getting pushed back in favor of Dandelion Knights. Malphite still on his heels under the tower, but judging by what happened in the last engagement, he's not going to complain about that. Now the Alistar is going to go ahead and dive in here on the bottom lane, but now the Trundle gets over with the Blast Cone. They're going to catch the Sivir out. They might try to take the Jinx, but it's not going to happen. Alistar tries to push the Jinx away, but the Trundle's just going to take out the Sivir. Now he might be in trouble. Flashes away towards Tribush. The Udyr is here to help, but I don't know how much he's going to do. It looks like they're just going to smack the Trundle up and peel away from that. Very well done here by the side of Goonsquad, catching that Sivir out, trying to clear out those wards. And now it looks like the Morgana is going to try to go in on the Ahri a little bit, but they're going to keep their distance. But the Trundle might try to come up here on this Morgana again. If she's not paying attention, she might get caught out. But it looks like they're aware because they're pinging the crap out of the Trundle.
Something else that I just thought about with the Seraphine and Jinx lane, if they actually get a trap onto it...
Oh, here we go, though. Ornhorn again coming up from the top lane. He is going to manage to get the Malphite. Is this going to be a repeat of what we had before? But no, he doesn't even need to go under tower for it. Going to take the Malphite out with a revenge kill, and they have one on the board for the side of Dandelion Knights.
Stop holding your sums! Just use it already!
He did, yeah, he did have the flash. He could have gotten out of that.
He had flash, he had ulti, he chose to die there. Ah!
Well, let's hope that doesn't come to bite him later in the game.
Yeah, and here
Oh,
comes...
now the Trundle's going to try to come in here onto the Ornn. He's going to pillar him, preventing him from getting a straight shot back to tower. Nothing's really going to come from it, though, and decidedly he's going to bail away. Wondering if he might try to go, but now bot lane here, the Alistar is going to go on to the Seraphine. The Jinx is going to manage to root down that Sivir. The Seraphine is going to come in here, lock both teams down. Seraphine is going to die, however, getting too close to that Sivir. But now top lane, the Trundle is going to get a little bit of trouble here. They don't have both the Udyr and the Ornn, but now the Malphite and the Trundle are going to come back in onto this Udyr. Malphite's going to knock both of them up. They might get that Udyr. They're going to manage it with the flash. Don't know if that was completely necessary, but they got the kill anyways. Now the Ornn's going to try to retreat back to his lane and get underneath tower here, but I don't know if anything's going to come of that because he is way too low. They're just holding him in place. They're going to get another kill here. Double kill on the top lane. One going for the Ornn and one going for the Trundle. That Trundle now 4-0-0.
So a couple of things that I noticed throughout that. Yes, the Trundle didn't actually have to flash for the Udyr. Not only the passive damage from the ultimate would have gotten him, Malphite has Scorch with the Corrupting Pot, so he would have killed it if the Trundle didn't. Bottom lane, Jinx used her heal after Seraphine died.
Oh, come on, guys. The timing on that.
Severe didn't even have to do anything, like, special. She just autoed the Seraphine, and she was dead. Like, the fact that Goon actually allowed it to... Like, I'm actually just watching Goonsquad just allowing their teammates to die, and it's very upsetting to see this. Like, you are in your elimination match, effectively, for your chance to get to the finals, and you're allowing your teammates to die? What are you guys doing?
Well, hopefully they can turn that around here, but they're going to go for drag, it looks like, and we do have a pause game. They had some text down there. What was that text?
Bathroom break.
Lagging. Oh, the quick bathroom break, and it looks like the mid laner on the side of Goonsquad is having some lag issues. So he's going to go ahead and reset and try to fix that. We're going to get a little bathroom break from the teams here, and we will be back at it shortly. But at this point, it looks like Goonsquad has a bit of a lead with about 1,000 gold and 3 kills up. But neutral objectives seem to be favoring the side of Dragon Knights, especially if they can get this next Drake, which is an Infernal.
Dandelion, not Dragon.
Dandelion, sorry. Dandelion. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
One of those was in the LCS. The other one was in the CEAL. Shout out to the boomers who remember the Dragon Knights, who were in the LCS back in season 4. I want to say season 4, season 5.
Back when we had elimination to get into this,
into
the league.
Yeah, the season that the split that they came in, they had roster issues the entire time. And their final 2 weeks, they won every one of their games. Like, they even beat... No, I know it was Season 5 now. They beat TSM and Cloud9, both of which ended up going to Worlds. But the unpauses are coming out. We do have everybody collapsing towards this dragon.
But the Trundle is trying to come back from the base. They might contest this here. The Morgana's going to peel off and come from mid. They do have this pretty low. The Alistar is going to try to zone this whole fight out, and they might manage to make it, but now they're going to have to turn around and fight this. Flash coming out from the Drinks, Pillar coming out from the Trundle. They are going to go back and forth. Amazingly, no kills coming out of that.
And the Malphite actually had TP there. He just chose not to use it.
Probably opting to save his tower as opposed to let the Ornn beat it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a really good push for the Ornn there had he decided to bail on it. But from what I've heard from a lot of people, the first 2 Drakes sometimes don't really matter because it's all about that soul, which, by the way, is a cloud.
I love that for Malphite, because not only does it give him an extra CDR on it, it increases the travel speed of the ultimate, because he gets movement speed upon casting his ultimate. I don't know how much he's going to get, but I know that he is going to be a very fast boy if he does get soul.
Yeah, it only takes a little bit. You'll take what you can get.
Yeah, but counterpoint to that, 13 minutes in and already having 2 of the 4 Drakes needed, TDK is sitting kind of pretty on that.
Yep. No one has gone for the Rift Herald yet. We are coming up on 13 and a half minutes. We're going to have to see if the junglers decide to move in that direction, and both of them are starting to clear out their top side jungle. I got a feeling that the next fight is going to come around that Rift Herald. It's just who is going to be involved is going to be the question.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Trundle sitting behind the pit, Ornn clearing out some vision there. He's back into his lane.
Trundle's looking for the top lane.
Sitting on Tribush. He's going to try to come in here onto the Ornn. The Ornn dies onto the Malphite. Now we got a TP coming in from the Morgana trying to support the Ornn here. She's going to go ahead and ult. She's going to try to grab that Trundle and lock him into place, shielding up the Ornn. Now we have the Udyr coming in to back it up. He might be able to take out the Malphite. Just gets it, but now we have the Ahri coming in here, running up from the mid lane. The Trundle is down. The Trundle is up. The Malphite is down. The Udyr is going to manage to make it out of there alive. And good job there on the side of Dandelion Knights.
Oh, hold up. We got the LT.
Hornhorn's coming in, however, going to knock up the Ahri, but she is very, very high on health. More or less just trying to scare them there. Not a whole lot going to come of that.
So, interesting item choice. The Udyr went Stridebreaker. That's an interesting one. I'll give him that.
The bot lane's getting pushed in on the side of Goonsquads here, fighting underneath their tower. Tower's lost about a third of health there. All the rest of the tower seem to be halfway decent, though. Everyone's still kind of having another game where we're playing a little bit safe, a little more engaged than normal. Now the Seraphine is going to go ahead and lock down that Alistar. Not a whole lot going to come from that. Sivir's trying to get a little bit of poke damage, but most of the lanes seem to be resetting, except for bottom is just pushed right in there against tower.
So I don't agree with Malphite here going for the Sunfire Cape. I think that Chem Tank is really good for him, or even if he really wanted to, the Iceborne, because Sunfire really is only effective if you're able to not only get onto your opponent and stay on your opponent, but to continually scrap with your opponent. Malphite, you don't really want to do that other than like maybe the AD carry, because AD carries versus Malphite, lol. But against another tank, I really don't agree with it here. I mean, I would actually be more fine with the Ornn taking it, since he's been going in for these melee trades with the Malphite again and again. Whereas Chem Tank, it'll synergize for him for his ultimate to be able to get a better engage onto people, not expecting it. Iceborne is an option, so that way once he's on somebody, even if they spell shield it with the Sivir or the Morgana, his next auto attack will immediately slow everybody nearby him, meaning that they can't walk away. So going Sunfire here, in my opinion, is the worst of the 3 Bammies that he could have gone for.
Yeah, for such a dive champion, being also what I would consider one of the top 5 dive champions in League, you'd almost want to see a Chem Tank on there, because it would, like you said, it would just work so well with what you're trying to do. And now we have Trundle and Ahri trying to come down here, but now we have a teleport coming in from Ornn. We are a 4-on-3, but now the Udyr's coming down, going to cut off the Ahri. Ornhorn coming in and getting the Seraphine, but she's going to flash away. Alistar gets locked down by the Jinx root there, and he is going to
Malphite ulti.
But now Malphite ulti trying to go in to do something, and he quite can't pull that off, but the Ornn's going to die as well. And now it looks like the Dandelion Knights are kind of cut off from the side of the map, trying to get at least one kill out of this Seraphine. Morgana's going to go ahead and chase her down, but nothing's going to come of that.
Quadra? Is this the Penta?
Quadra. She's going to go ahead and try to get it.
She flashed for it.
Penta kill! Fantastic here from the Jinx. And now it looks like Goonsquad is going to just keep rolling and snowballing this game, and they're going to take their first Drake and start marching it right down towards the Dandelion Knights.
Hey, chat, remind me after this game to gift a sub. For those of you who don't know, I gift a sub whenever there's an on-stream pentakill. There you go. Somebody's getting a random sub today. But yeah, that was his first 5 kills. He completes it, or he has his full mythic already. He's probably going to get a hurricane just off of that alone. At least I would bet.
He's still sitting there and buying.
There he goes. He had to sell his refill.
There it is. Now the Ornn's diving under tower onto the Malphite.
Not
really going to come of that.
He didn't get the clap.
Not going to happen, unfortunately,
for him. Ali's up here, too.
Oh, the Alistar. They might try to go for a dive here, and the Alistar are going to jump on in. Ornn's going to knock him up. Alistar's going to push him away, going to try to flash in. But now we have the Ornhorn coming in. They're trying to hold the Alistar in place, but he's just being tickled by the tower, and a kill going over to the side of Dandelion Knights. Oh, now the Trundle here, bot lane, going to cut off the Morgana and the Udyr. The Ahri's going to try to come in and back them up. The Morgana is going to just melt away there by that Jinx, and they're going to try to slow down the Udyr under tower.
Oh no, he
and try to take it, and he's just gonna barely make it away. Can't quite get it there, unfortunately, but still leading the game 11 kills to 5.
Rift is still pushing bot lane.
Oh, and no one has stopped Rift Herald.
Alright, Ahri's getting it. Ahri's getting it. Ahri's getting it.
Wow, I can't believe that they let that sit there, but I guess they probably assumed that it would not make it to the tower?
Yeah, like that was just kind of good luck for them, I think.
Yeah, no kidding.
Seraphine, I do not see your health bar. You might want to not go into that lane with the Severe alone.
No, you're going to be just outmatched in general. Luckily, she does have the rest of her team around her. Mm-hmm. But we're going to have to see if anything come of that. We're going to have to see what happens.
Yeah, Jinx is now 6-0. She is the scariest thing in this game. And Trundle, with 4 of the other 5 kills, looking better. It was looking a little scary for Goonsquad, but with this, they actually have their carry online. You know, nobody else in the game has even finished their second item yet, so she's very far ahead of the curve with that.
Well, hell, she has more kills than the entire team of Dandelion Knights combined.
Yeah.
She's, online, in all honesty, is an understatement for her at this point.
I just realized TDK actually, everybody has a kill.
Oh yeah, everyone has one kill. Spreading that out real nice, but they're going to have to wait for late game to make this work out for them.
Yeah, so with... nice boomerang for her. So with this comp from Goonsquad, this is a much better scaling into the later portions of the game kind of a comp. Specifically the Jinx... and the Seraphine is also just a great champion to scale
just
with.
Look at her clear that wave out. She's not playing around.
Jinx needs to be careful. She doesn't have flash yet. They're going
a little bit too far here. They're going to try to go in here onto the Jinx. Udyr's going to dive in under tower, taking the shots. might trade it off with Alistar, but instead they're going to take out the Seraphine. Trundle tries to come in behind them with the pillar to back them up, but they're still out there. Jinx insanely low there. She needs to back herself right on out of here. The Ahri's going to try to come in and back it up for the mid lane. I'm terrified of that Jinx right now, but she is regaining some of her health. And looks like they're going to go ahead and back away from that engagement and take the one kill that they got, slowly closing this gap. Surprisingly, though, for how far ahead Goonsquad is in the kills, they only lead by about 1k gold.
Yeah, that's because of all of the towers that TDK has been able to take. You know, they have 2 kills. They were able to break the bottom one with the Rift Herald.
And the top one there with the plates up still, I believe.
I don't remember the top one. I know that it was when the Alistar ganked.
Ooh, we got a Bushwookie here. They're going to go ahead and dive right in onto that Trundle. He's going to flash over. The Ornhorn's going to unfortunately be wasted there, but at least they pushed back Goonsquad from trying to do anything.
The double pings.
But
everybody's here now. Yep. We got the 5v5.
And now everybody's just trying to circle around this Drake here.
We
might have ourselves a big fight depending on what happens. It looks like Goonsquad's going to try to start the Drake. Great Q by the Morgana, but they're not going to follow up on that. And they might try to pull that Drake a little further away. And it looks like Dandelion Knights are just going to let that one go. They're not going to play into that. Because if they lose that dive, that's easily going to be the game for them.
Yeah, the Severe is going to start hurting more and more as she gets her items.
Yep, and now it looks like Goonsquad's going to be pushing in mid lane with their entire 5-man team. Get a little bit of damage there onto the tower, and they're going to go ahead and back off. Probably not a bad time to reset if they have a bunch of gold, but it looks like they're just going to fan out to their lanes, and the Ahri is going to go try to stop that Morgana bot.
So I don't know if if Goonball plays this or.
And now we have a flash in from the Alistar. The Trundle's going to try to come in support, but they are outnumbered 3-4 here. They're going to be diving in onto the Seraphine, killing her almost instantly. The Jinx running a little bit low, but one by one, they're taking these kills, mostly from the Seraphine to try to close this gap. And now, even though they are down 4 kills, the gold difference is spot on.
Yeah, so like I was trying to say, I think that Jinx is fine with Seraphine, but I would like to see a Ashe pickup.
The Ahri, though, bot lane. Now the Ahri and the Morgana are getting right at it. Not quite going to get the root down from the Morgana. She's going to have to flash away from the Ahri charm, barely making it out, almost giving a kill over to that Ahri. Probably good if she backs out and resets herself.
Yeah, so it's good that TDK has been finding these kills onto the Seraphine, but really the gold is all on that Jinx. You know, 1,000 gold shut down to the lucky lad who takes her down.
Yeah, right. That's a big chunk of money there that she's going to be sitting on. But as long as she can utilize it like she has been, I think Goonsquad's going to take away this game. Now the Trundle looks like he's going to try to come in from behind. I don't think he knows that the Alistar is there, but he had to have seen it by now. Deciding to bail out of jungle, he's going to go ahead and move to the river and back himself out. They don't have any towers down quite yet, and I'm afraid that if Dandelion Knights plays this smart and moves to late game and doesn't give them too many more kills and slowly just continues to close this gap, they might get a 2-0 in this fight.
So I'm looking at this, and Ornn just got his first upgrade for the Severe. He has his what is it called for? Rimforged Grasp. All right, and then Drakthar's Shadow Carver. Okay, I don't know what the new ones are anymore. So.
Well, anything that Ornn upgrades, quite frankly, is going to be good, whether you like it or not.
Yep.
Now,
Chemtank.
Like contricate mid. Chemtank going right into the Jinx here. Ornhorn's going to come out and try to knock them up, but the Trundle's going to come in and try to support. Missing the Ornhorn. Now we got a TP coming in. It gets canceled, however, on the Malphite from the Udyr, but now the Ari's coming in here, manages to get the kill onto the Alistar. They're going to have to
there's
flash
Morg.
away to get underneath tower. Morgana's coming into mid to try to support. The Ornn is quite low. She's getting the Morgana is getting the Ahri to get away from mid, but she's opting to stay in with her team. Now the Udyr and the Malphite are going one-on-one top lane. The Udyr is going to chase him under tower, but nope, he's going to go ahead and leave him be. And it looks like Goonsquad is going to take mid tower here and try to get a bit more of an advantage. Their first tower of the game, 27 minutes in. Good lord.
Good job from them. A lot of little things happened throughout that entire fight. So you say that the Ornn missed. He wasn't actually able to ult because the Seraphine got her ultimate just before he was allowed to press his R to cast.
Knock it out.
Yeah, so good on the Seraphine to get that crowd control out. And it was able to slow down the Alistar from continuing on to the Jinx, to help make sure she repositioned with her flash. Really a good job from the Seraphine. Like, yes, the Trundle and the Jinx all did very well in the fight too, but credit to the Seraphine for keeping her carry alive.
Well, now it looks like we're going to start congregating around this Drake here, which is going to be either team's third Drake.
But
going to be coming up here in 10 seconds, but they are pushing down mid, but they have the Morgana down bottom. The Malphite and the Jinx are here. I'm wondering if they're going to try to go for a dive or not. The Seraphine's going to go ahead and stun the Alistar in place. He's not moving, and we have a DC.
Yep. Yeah, after a moment there, you got to think either he's trolling a little bit or he DC'd. And here it was, he DC'd. So both of the bottom laners.
Now
actually.
We lost our ADC. Now we regained our support. What's going on here? Get off your potatoes.
Get a new hamster is what I always said. Oh, but so as we are seeing this fight about to take place, a couple of things to note. Morgana is still pinned under tower by the Malphite and the Jinx. Ornn is TPing into the mid lane right next to the Severe, and otherwise, we got this collapse heading into that choke point.
But it looks like the Jinx is starting to move up river from bot lane.
Yep.
Unless she's trying to curl around to the tri-bush to catch that Morgana out if she's not paying attention.
And
but otherwise, they're going to try to collapse on this mid.
Yeah, and look at all the vision that Goonsquad have at this Baron. Like, there is not a bush here besides, like, the one that Alistar, I guess, is about to walk into that they don't have vision in already. So
around the Drake?
Yeah, for the Drake fight. So, TDK is fighting this at a disadvantage. And it's going to be up to how well this Ornn ultimate goes, because Morgana's not going to be able to get there soon enough for them, whereas Malphite and Jinx are able to just travel in with their ultimates. But play is going to come back in. Here comes this fight.
If we get something here. Yep, we got the charm on to... Oh, it looks like they're all going to opt to just let that one go. But no, instead, the Morgana, like I said, got caught out on the tri-bush there. And now it looks like they're going to go ahead and start this Drake. Goonsquad easily is going to have to get it. The Sivir nearly getting another neutral objective steal there. Not quite going to walk away with it. Now that puts Goonsquad on sole point, and it will be their fourth Cloud Drake, and they might try to Baron, it looks like. They're all moving up towards the top.
Yeah, Morgana doesn't have teleport. They may not know about that, but they definitely know that she is still dead for another 15 seconds. TDK has no idea this is happening.
Either that or they're letting it go trying to get
Mid lane.
The tower down, but what are you going to get a trade out of this for?
Yeah, they're going for it.
They're going for a tower. They know this is happening. Baron is going to go over to the side of Goonsquad. It looks like they might be collapsed here. They're overstaying their welcome. They did manage to get the tower, but are they going to get out alive? The Trundle is pathing out pretty decent. He might try to blast cone over. Nope. Looks like they are going to get away with that. So they're going to trade a tower for the Baron. They are in the lead as far as that aspect is concerned.
Oh, Jinx. Oh, no, they see it on there.
Oh, they're going to get the
Oh!
ult there to stop everybody from backing. The Malphite's going to come in with his ult. Udyr's going to come in to try to support them, but the Ornn is locked into place there by the Seraphine. They're going to lose the Malphite, though, on the Ornn. The Ornn's going to die as well. They're going to drop the Udyr. They're going to drop the Alistar. And now Sivir is trying to run away, but she may not make this. Trundle just right on her. And now the Morgana, being the only person left, is going to have one heck of a hill to climb. But luckily, they did manage to take out 2 members of Goonsquad to get rid of some of the Baron buff. But now they're just going to take this Baron buff and start pushing it down lane.
Jinx 9-0-2. She is an absolute monster right now.
5-0 and 9 coming from the Trundle as well.
Okay, so I really don't agree with this purchase that the R just made with the Horizon Focus. I really don't think it's going to give that much damage for her.
I mean, they are far enough ahead. You think you can get away with it?
I would much rather her get a Zanya's, because in that fight she barely was shot down by the Severe, and it would have kept the Severe waiting longer, and then probably she actually could have survived it.
Yeah, but the thing is, she hasn't used her stopwatch yet. I think she's choosing to hold off on that until she has a chance to use the stopwatch, just so not to waste it. I mean, it is an thing, and I agree with you on that, but the mentality of the Ahri, she may be thinking about that.
Yeah.
Now everybody's bunching up around mid lane here, except for the Ornn and the Malphite. The Trundle is up in his base. And now it looks like the Jink is just going to dive down onto this Alistar, not caring about the fact that he is a tank, just belting him down and out of the way. Seraphine ult coming in, charming down the Udyr, keeping him in place.
Oh no!
Trying to get damage. Jinx goes down, she's trying to turn it, but nothing's going to happen from that. Ahri's going to come in and take the Sivir out. Ornhorn not going to connect really well. And now the Malphite jumping in onto the Morgana, and she is going to go ahead and melt away the Ornn, the only one left standing, and they are going to take an even further advantage in this game.
The absolute worst person that could have taken it. The Severe picks up the bounty on Jinx, and I need to wait to see if it's when she reses or not, but she still has a 700 gold bounty.
Yeah, I think it'll change once she gets up from it, unless she's just that fed she has another 700 gold bounty.
If she does, I think that you actually just FF at that point for TDK, because like she was so far ahead. She has 2 700 gold bounty. Yes, she does.
She still has another.
Oh my god! Oh my god! That tells you right there just how far ahead she was. So
well, hopefully that 700 onto the Sivir is going to give her a little bit of advantage to try to close the gap. But, 10 and 21 on the kill. You're on soul point as Goonsquad. You're starting to push down lanes with the one Baron you did manage to get. Unless you get caught out and picked, you're pretty much got this game in the bag. 20 seconds on the next Drake here.
And they do have a better front line with the Malphite Trundle to soak up a lot this time around compared to Kled Sejuani. So I do like this a little bit more for them for their front line. But Jinx, she does have her flash this time, so she shouldn't get caught out like she just did.
And it looks like most of everybody's ults are up and active. Some summoner spells missing, but not a whole lot. They're going to start the Drake, and it's going to go over to
Oh, here comes the ultimate.
Side. We have the Ornhorn coming in. He's going to knock up 2 members of Goonsquad, but now the Malphite's going to come in and knock up a good portion of the team, and they're going to go ahead and melt away the Morgana and the Udyr. They're going to get the Drake. They're going to take out the Alistar and the Ornn, and now the Sivir, the only one left, and that Trundle is demanding her death. He's going to go ahead and flash in, chase her down, and a quadra kill for the Jinx. Just missing a double penta in this game, but at this point, I don't care. I'm giving it.
She got the dragon actually, so we'll give a 5th kill in the fight.
That's an unofficial double penta there for the Jinx.
Ziggy stole the penta apparently, according to chat.
Oopsie daisies.
Oopsies. But that'll be
Yeah,
game 2 going to Goonsquad. So they will be
not a
tying
whole
up the
lot they can do.
series. And we will be going to game 3.
Absolutely fantastic series back and forth. A little weight heavier on the side of Goon Squad here. Uh, what does that really come down to, though? Is that down to the Morgana mid against Ari not doing too well, or
I think
do
it
you think it's
came
the
down.
Udyr?
I think it was the Udyr, actually. Because the Morgana, while like she performed about the same as she did against the Syndra, was it last game? Um, the thing is, they didn't have a carry for her to influence. Severe is the new poke Varus. That's not a champion that you want to have scaling to victory for you. That's a champion that's to facilitate the team until that carry gets online. Udyr is not that carry. Um, it just wasn't a good pick when you don't pick a champion that you can go, that's my carry, that's who I protect. Like, who do you protect in this? Severe? She protects herself if she's good enough. Ornn is a tank, Alistar is a tank, and Udyr built weird. So this was just not a good game for picking the Morgana. The Morgana pick is fine, just a better carry with it.
Well,
Um,
coming up to the next game here, do you think we're going to have a change in bans again? You know, what do we focus on here from each team now? Because we're 1-1. Obviously, I'm assuming they're going to switch sides. What's the strategy?
so I think Goon Squad needs to um, ban the carry junglers like they did before, because if they don't have a carry jungler, because it looks like Mystic Web doesn't play carries top lane, and Lord Boomerus, it looks like he just wants to play Sivir today. Um, I don't think that you need to worry about what they're going to be playing bot lane or top lane. It's going to be about the same kind of a matchup. Focus on the jungler, in my opinion. So we're going to go to a quick break. I'll get silver scrapes up for you guys after we get back from the break. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Ban it.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome back. We are going into Game 3, as is a tradition that I started. I am going to be playing a very classic game finale song. I hope everybody can hear this.
Know this song, it is tradition. I want everyone to get hyped, get involved, and sing along with me. Bee woo woo, boo dee doo, boo doo doo, boo ee woo, boo ee woo, boo doo doo, bee woo woo, boo.
All right, so after that, we are now going into this game. I hope everybody enjoyed that. I am trying to figure out why Pro Draft is not working.
Ugh.
That's okay. I will just go ahead and just pull it up myself on in game here. So
Well, for the moment, while you're setting that up here, we got Olaf on the side of Goons, along with the Wukong being banned, Hecarim coming out from TDK and the Skarner, Cho'Gath, and I would assume a Jinx. Yeah, after a near
Yep.
double pentakill, I got a feeling you're gonna get rid of that.
Understandable. Have a nice day. We do have Goonsquad picking up the Seraphine. I definitely agree. That was a very good champion for them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yep, she got caught out a couple of times last game, but she made up for it with a lot of good ults.
Yeah, a lot of them, not even that she saved herself, but the fact that she saved her AD carry.
Mm-hmm.
Very good champion, pretty strong right now. Ari picking up for the side of TDK. That's
Okay.
alright. So we're not getting a Morgana carry. So
We're gonna stick with the Sivir for a third game in a row.
I think you still ban because they're only able to pick one. When you get into second phase, I think you ban the Morgana because Cowbell can still take it, as in Fizz mid, please. He's changed his name so many goddamn times. So I would ban either Morgana or Master Yi because I feel like Infinite Blades would still play those kinds of a champions, even without a Morgana. Maybe like a Taric is the terror of season 8. For those of you who remember.
Well, it looks like Goons are gonna pick up the Malphite, and we're gonna counter pick the Yi on the side of TDK.
Okay, so Ornna's a fine ban, but I feel like you need to ban either the Alistar to see if Fizmit please can play anything else XD, or actually I would ban Yumi here because he played it last week and he was talking about how great of a champion it was. And they're banning it.
Yep,
Thank you,
there
Goon
it
Squad.
is.
Thank you for listening and actually
Yep.
banning and thinking, you know what? He's probably going to do that. He's probably thinking about doing that.
That can be a nasty support if paired up correctly. Ari, Sivir, Master Yi, definitely not bad champions that you want to be on here. But we're going to have to see what they decide to do instead. Are they going to stick with the Alistar? They take the Scion.
Wait, is that a
Quinn?
They're hovering the Quinn. I don't think they're actually going to take it.
Where would she go? Unless she's going to jungle.
No.
I've seen it.
No. Don't you do this. Goonball, if you do... I was proud of you for doing the other thing.
Oh,
Okay.
quick switch to Rammus.
Thank you. Goonball,
Get
I
your
know
butt on there
you're
a little.
crazy enough to... I know Goonball is crazy enough to be like, yeah, no, I'll do this. It's like, no, pick a normal goddamn champion, okay? But Rammus, great counter pick into Yi. Also pretty decent for Severe. So you're effectively nullified 2 of their 4 champions so far, with the other being an AP carry, an Ari, and a tank. I take that as a win. Now TDK's got to go, huh? Do we just run it back with the Alistar? Quinn is a very bad champion. There's S, A, and B tier champions that are played, and then Quinn is all the way down in D tier. There's almost no good matchup she has top lane. She doesn't get played bottom lane anymore. And we have a zillion support.
Okay.
Alright, that's interesting. I'm not going to knock that. That actually is a pretty good counter to the Rammus. Ziggy just wanted to take Quinn just to spite Ansem. You know, Ziggy, I gave you a compliment earlier. And then you try and do that to me. But we're going to go ahead and get into the actual draft here. Yeah, well, you'll have to see it in the VOD if you win XD. But let's go ahead. I can't see chat as everybody can see, so I hope they ready check.
Looks like we're dumping in here soon. Yep, here we go.
There we go, finally. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and transition us to there. Y'all don't have to see what I have working on in the background. It is not League, it is work-related stuff. But we are going to go ahead and go in. So... I just... I don't know, man. So, thinking about those two comps, I kind of like TDKs again, because the Zillion can res the Yi, and if the other three can hold off until he comes back, TDK should win the fights. Like, despite Rammus and Malphite getting to him, if a Master Yi comes back to life, that's always scary. Unless you have perfectly timed crowd control.
He's offering the Quinn again. I don't know if he really wanted to play that Quinn or not.
No, I don't think so. Ziggy's interesting, but he's not stupid.
He's not that interesting.
Nah. He makes it a show, but not a crap show.
Hopefully that's not what this game turns out to be. I'm keep my fingers crossed that this is going to be a good back and forth all the way to the end since game 3.
Yeah. So far in Seal, I've only seen one like absolute slaughter of a game 3, and that was shout out Shurima Finals last season, game 3. Players Reborn versus the Squirtle Squad. End score was like 31-2.
Ooh,
Like it wasn't even close.
that's a slaughter.
Yep. And the 2 deaths that we had were turned to the result of a pentakill for our Silas. So worth.
Yeah, worth at that point.
Yep.
Heck, with that many kills, I feel like you should have at least 2 pentakills.
Blame Foozle Bamboozle for always running away. Literally, always running away. But yeah, but that was like the last time that I can remember. I'm pretty sure we haven't had one this season. A one-sided slaughter like that. We never had a game that bad this season. So
Well, it just goes to show that most of the teams and most of the leagues are pretty even.
Yep. Yeah, like, you know, maybe some teams are like, okay, they are in it for like the first 10 minutes and then they turn off because either they're not prepped for this more competitive environment, or maybe their comp just doesn't work against the opponents. But we never have had one that's that bad. The joke of the community, especially amongst Players Reborn players, is that they beat the Squirtle Squad so bad they retired because all 5 members haven't played in Seal since.
Looks like we are going to go ahead into the spectate delay. 3 minutes, folks.
Alright, so looking at these comps, like, it's a matter of how well the crowd control comes from Goonsquad. Because, yes, you have the Zillion to res a Master Yi, which is scary. Like, if they don't time it right, Goonsquad can just blow Yi up again.
Yeah, I guess you don't want to waste a Zillion out like that, only for a Yi to come back up and then melt him right back down.
Yeah, and he's not going to go Flash, so it's not like he's going to be able to dodge that way. He's going to go Ghost. I can already tell. I don't have to know any of the spells or whatnot for everybody. I know that Infinite Blades is going to go Ghost. He never takes Flash. He
Who knows?
purposefully...
Maybe he's going to throw you for a loop.
If he does, that'll be the first time since he's been here since Season 1, at least. That'll be the first time I will have ever known him to have done that. So, a year and a half of knowing him to do it one random-ass time when I'm casting him, how troll can you actually be? If you actually do that.
Well, let's see how well they can play this one here. I agree with you. I do like the side of Dandelion Knights better than Goonsquad. But man, if they can catch the right person out at the right time, but the way these two teams have been playing, there haven't been a lot of opportunities for people getting caught out consistently. It only happens a few times.
I don't really have much else to say about this draft. I mean...
Pretty good back and forth.
Yeah. Ace, I need to troll you now since we've known each other for years. Alright. How are you going to troll me? I already beat you. You already trolled your team by picking Yasuo in a grand finals, so... Alright, we're in the last few seconds of spectator delay. I'll read the message as it's going in, because I like to hear the banter that he thinks he can throw at me. I mean, I hard carried him throughout the time that we were both on Team Tempest, and I remember the set games. But as we go into game, chat, who do you think is going to win? Goonsquad on the blue side, TDK on the red side. Let it be known in the chat, who do you think is going to go to the finals?
Hasagi!
As we get in, we're going to go ahead and pause at 10 seconds. Are you ready, Kempton?
I am so not ready.
Oh, God.
I am nowhere near ready.
Oh,
Somebody
no.
help me. Okay, I'm ready when you are.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, now we're good.
Oh, we've got the invade coming out from blue side and a counter invade coming out from red side. Let's see how this is going to go. Yeah, no, like you...
The only one behind, though. Maybe not much of an invade. They're just going to sit safe.
We got a lot of the pings coming out. Everybody, they're making sure that everybody on stream knows.
There's a ward there.
There is a ward there, and we know it.
I don't know. I think you guys need to double check one more time. Can you let me know that you have another ping? Oh Lord.
There, I pinged it for I pinged it for them so they could see it. I don't know why they have that there for pings that we as streamers can ping on the map for them. Like, just use your cursor.
Yeah, but they're not going to see those pings.
I know, but that's the thing. It's like
That doesn't make any sense.
exactly.
Looks like they're going to both be starting bot side for the junglers here. Pathing up towards the top. Going to have to see where that ends up for the both of them. Both top, mid. Just keeping a little respect between the two. Keeping their distance. Now we're going to have to see if someone can get a level 2 bot lane and we can get ourselves a level 2 jump.
Oof. Oh.
Seraphine's going to manage to get that root down onto the Sivir, throwing out a good amount of damage onto them. Mid lane looks like the Ahri's getting chunked out a little bit as well. A lot of fights happening here around the level 2 mark.
Both bottom lanes did get to 2.
Took it at the same time.
Ooh,
And it looks like they're
so
going to try to that Xayah. Nope, not going to happen.
neat interaction with the Xayah and Seraphine. Once Xayah roots them, Seraphine can stun them even with just 1 E. This is going to be hot.
Ooh, that's going to be really nice for the two of them. That's a lot of CC down bot lane.
Yep. If they can,
Seraphine
if she can land her E.
Yeah, right? She's hit a couple of them. We'll give her the benefit of the doubt on that. But yeah, she definitely need to hit your marks.
Yep. I play Seraphine as well. I understand it. It can be difficult at times. The missile speed is slow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there it is.
I like that. I like that.
Well, when the target's standing still, it's a hell of a lot easier to hit him.
Oh, definitely. I liked her constantly canceling the Zillion level up. That was funny. I like that.
Now the Ahri's going to get hit here by the Syndra quite a bit, taken down to about half health.
Yeah, but
She is pushing in her lane, though.
Yeah, Syndra has no mana left, so she's going to have to back soon.
Mm-hmm. Yi is hovering down around the bot side here.
I think just
Don't know if
grabbing
he's gonna
Crag.
try.
Oh! So for the first time, TDK actually got both of the crabs this time.
Oh, that's a swap.
Yeah, so far, C10 Ziggy has been on top of that, but not this game.
Well, it's giving him a pretty average CS lead here, and he's still continuing to clear out his bottom jungle. Now the Scion and the Malphite are going at it a little bit top lane, but they're going to keep their distance. Bot lane trying to do something here against Goonsquad, but not getting too much. Zillion getting his level up. Seraphine getting her root down, but nothing really going to come up with it. Follow up by the Xayah.
Oh, there's the sun.
Now she's going to get stunned right there. Sivir's going to get a good amount of damage, but now they're going to turn back on to Dandelion Knights. Now they're trying to get onto that Xayah. Exhaust coming out to slow her down and stop some of that damage. The Sivir, however, is low on health. Hasn't had a lot of opportunities to use her shield, but that Xayah is quite low. But now the Rammus is sitting there, but they know that he's there and they see him. And he's going to go ahead and try to get away from him.
Huh. So, I think that's a graphical bug. I don't see the Seraphine's W, either the shield or the heal part of it.
I feel like I've seen it at some point. Maybe maybe it's just a couple
Couple of
times
instances
that
here
she
and there,
used it.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep an eye on that, but
Ooh.
we'll know when it works. Oh, but now the Ari diving in here onto the Syndra, but instead the Ram is coming in, flashing, rolling right in.
Ooh.
First blood barely gonna go over to the Syndra, but followed up by the Ari for revenge. But a little bit of extra gold going over to the side of Goonsquads, and it is 1-1, relatively even there, but great play there by the Rammus to help his mid laner. And now it looks like the Yi is going to get the first Drake, which is the Ocean.
Hold up, wait a minute.
Oh,
Malphite's about to hit
lane.
6.
Malphite's going to try to hit 6. Nope, the Scion's going to go ahead and back away from that fight. So he's coming back, though. They both have 6. Oh, he's going to dive in there onto the Scion, get him really, really low. He's going to shield flash, get underneath his tower, and barely going to make it out of that. Very well played there by the Malphite. Going to push the Scion back, throw this minion wave underneath to prevent him any more extra CS. He's going to take a little bit of a lead there top lane.
Now mid lane's getting
Now
some
the Syndra,
retribution
though,
damage.
and the Ari just completely melts her down. It doesn't matter. Man. Ari had the advantage on that first fight, would have won one-on-one if that Rammus hadn't showed up, but now this time, Syndra turning the tables around and just dominating mid lane in that fight.
Very good on her. With the Morgana matchup, she hasn't really been able to have a standard lane. But
No. That is true. That is very, very true. Lots of abilities, lots of damage coming out here on the bottom lane, but nothing really, no fights breaking out, nothing really coming of the engagement. Keep their distance pretty well. Trying not to get caught out. Both the Zillion and the Seraphine need to be respected by
Rammus is looking bottom.
sides.